everyone. Good afternoon. Greetings of the day. I welcome faculty members of University of Mysore and other university, research scholars, students of Mysore University and other university for webinar lecture series on the topic entitled Integrated Nutrient Management in Mulberry, organized by Department Studies in Sericulture Science, University of Mysore, Mysore. With us, Dr. Tippesamy, today guest speaker, Senior Scientist E, retired, CSRNT Mysore. I am lucky to introduce chief guest and speaker of this webinar. Sir was born in Kanabevu village, Chitradurga district in 1956. He obtained primary education at Municipal High School, Chitradurga. He obtained PU and BSc degree at Government Science College, Chitradurga. He obtained his MSc in Botany from Karnataka University, Dharwad. He pursued PhD in Botany from University of Mysore, postdoctoral research in National Institute of Sericulture and Entomological Science, Tsukuba, Japan. And in the year 1972 to 1981, that is 4 years, he served as a lecturer in botany at A.V. Kamalamma College for Women, Davangere. Later on, he joined as a senior scientist at CSRNT Mysore, putting nearly about 35 years of the service in the CSRNT Mysore. And he also oversees research and training experience. He was deputed in Jiangjiang Agriculture University, Hangzhou, China during 1994 for the training, advanced training. Deputed to National Institute of Sericulture and Entomological Science, Tsukuba, Japan during 1999 for advanced research. He was deputed to Thailand for group study exchange program during 2007, deputed to Japan for senior officer capacity building program during 2008, visited Melbourne and Adelaide in Australia for interactive program in the year 2017 and 18. And Sir has published nearly about 95 research publications, both national and international level. And in his credits, there are 5 books Sir has received, and he is a recipient of so many awards. And other information, the Sir has he was served as a faculty of postgraduate and other courses, served as a member of board of examiner for MSc and PhD courses. He also served as a promoter, Mysore Science Foundation, Mysore, president, that is International Organization of Industrial, Spiritual and Cultural Advance, Karnataka, an NGO in a consultative status with the United Nations Social and Economic Council. Research person as a scientist for KRVP, Karnataka Rajya Vijnana Parishad, ATI, Administrative Training Institute, KSU, Karnataka Open University, DIET, etc. on personality development, biodiversity, organic farming, solid waste management, global warming, climatic changes, and environmental issues. Sir has participated the both national and international conferences and presented the paper. So nearly about 50 international conferences he presented the paper and participated in interactive programs, more than 100 students in many schools and colleges. With this brief biodata, I welcome Tippesamy sir, senior most scientist, to deliver the lecture on integrated nutrient management in Mulberry. Thank you, sir.
respected chairman, faculty members, and the student scholars. Today, as you know, I will be delivering lecture on integrated nutritional management in Mulberry. First slide, please. Next. If you see this slide, you can see the young mulberry garden. Why I am showing this is, actually, left side you can see the only nursery, right side you have seen the grown-up garden, which is hardly 25 to 30 days, less than 30 days. Left side what we can see is only the cuttings. Right side what you can see is only the leaves. No flowers, no fruits or nothing else. This point why I am focusing is within 20 to 25 days, this much of leaf is coming, and you know that we are going to start harvest after 45 days. Usually, what would be the growth in another 45 days? If you just think of any other agricultural plant you have seen, any other horticultural plant, any other vegetable plant, have you seen a 25-day plant bearing this much of leaf and a 45-day plant bearing so much of leaf? You have seen 45 days how much of leaf comes in 1 acre, and it is not possible to stock those leaves. That means so much of biomass is coming out, number one. Number two, sir, there may be that plant, this plant, and all that you may say. Is there any plant which gives 5 times in a day from the same area? 5 times in a day. Because this is a very important preamble for nutritional studies. Though we know this, but we need to think about that. So the biomass output in this plant compared to any other plant is too high in our normal agricultural horticultural practices. So much of leaf is coming out. It is not by magic. So it takes the nutrition from the plant, from the soil, and then comes. What is the input we are giving? How much leaf you are taking out? And that too you have seen in the final ages. If you see the leaf from 1 acre or per unit area, if you keep that leaf in a storage room, you have seen that much quantity. But how much quantity of the fertilizer, the manure, or the input we are giving to the soil? That need to be taught. Whether we compensate every time, there will be the depletion of the nutrients. So farmers, what they do is, they give water, take leaf. No, whether a scientist or a professor or any experienced farmer cannot say whether this is a good quality leaf or a bad quality leaf by vision. Supposing you have applied manure, you have given water, everything, and then taken leaf. Whereas if you have simply given water and then taken leaf, if you hold these two leaves, we cannot say by vision this is very good leaf or very bad leaf. This is creating problem in sericulture because the farmers either give water or in rainy season, simply if there is rain, the leaf comes. So they feed. Until and unless the nutritive value of the leaf is good, you cannot expect any good crop. So what you need to do? Silkworm will not say. As you know that silkworm will not talk, everybody knows, but How you will say that it is a very good quality leaf and very bad quality leaf? Until and unless you go for soil testing. That is why soil testing is the very primary feature to decide nutrition. It is a sort of, we say that need-based. Similarly, the need-based nutritional requirement of mulberry is to be understood. What is its requirement? That can be known only by soil testing. So, by soil testing, we will come to know the requisition. As I told, it will not come by magic. There are three types of nutrients, as you know. The major nutrients, minor nutrients, minor elements, and the micronutrients. The major nutritional points are nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. Everybody know. Minor is calcium, magnesium, sulfur. Micro is zinc, manganese, iron, copper, boron, and molybdenum. These are the levels. So until and unless you know, we cannot assess that the quality of the soil, the fertility of the soil differs from farmer to farmer, place to place, in different places. So it is the primary feature that we must, any farmer or any person who takes up sericulture must go for soil testing, not only once, repeatedly, once in 2 to 3 years. Next slide, please. This I don't want to go much details because everybody knows the suitable climatic condition, temperature, and other things. It's okay. Okay, I will explain. No problem. Okay, fine. Okay. It's okay. I will explain. No problem. It's only for. So, when we go for soil testing, we come to know what are the contents or the nutritional status of the soil. Now, we have so many parameters in soil testing. pH, nutritional status, OC, EC. What I would stress upon you is to concentrate mainly on OC and pH, because these are the main indicator for deciding the quality of the soil. I will give the examples. OC, organic carbon. The level of organic carbon should be minimum 0.5 and above. 0.6 is good, 0.7, 0.8 is still good. And the pH is 6.5 to 7.5. Actually, the suitable pH for mulberry, as you know, is as what we call a shooting pH. 6.8 is the shooting pH. That means mulberry basically prefers slightly acidic soils by nature. We cannot expect the pH to be always 6.5 or 6.8. Therefore, a range of pH from 6.5 to 7.5 is considered to be the normal for growth of or suitable for growth of mulberry. So when we go for that, once the pH is above 7.5, You need to say the soil needs correction. That particular soil needs correction. The nutrition of that particular soil needs correction. Usually, in tropical countries like India, the acidic nature is very rare, except in marshy places where there is seepage of water and others. In most of the cases, the pH is usually alkaline in countries like India because of the high temperature, the nutritive quality of the soil will be lost. Whenever they try high temp, for example, we will say that Rajasthan, or we say that Bijapur, Gulbarga in Karnataka, where high temperature is there, you may see the red soil, reddiness of the soil, because the nutritions, for example, iron dioxide, it will become zinc. So they will be lost actually, and therefore the color terms, then the nutritive value of the soil will be low. Whereas in same cold climatic conditions, nutritive value will be protected actually in the soil. For example, Ooty, Kodaikanal, Alur, that is Hassan area, wherever HD Kote near Mysore, wherever that is there, the nutrients are contained, they are not spoiled. So usually the alkalinity is very common in our country that need to be addressed. First, I will give what is actually the report of the soil to be taken. So afterwards, I will give the corrective measures. Before that only, we are going the precursors for this nutrition actually. Second one is OC. OC under no circumstance for Mulberry should be less than 0.5. 0.5 is just a pass mark type. It should be 0.6 and above is always good. In many cases, if you see the test reports, 0.45, 0.4, 0.3 also are noticed. In such case, it means that soil is undernutrited. It needs, you need some repair work. You need to reclaim that soil. You need to give suitable nutrition to rectify, to saturate to the normal condition. So once the OC is less, it indicates that the nitrogen, phosphorus, all the nutritional contents of the soil is automatically less. We will also go through that requirement of the NPK also they will give. But in general, I told the indicators. Once you see that the pH, gradually supposing initial year if the pH is 6.78, 7 or 7, after 2-3 years, pH may again increase, though it was normal in the previous years, because of the depletion of the nutrition from the soil, actually the pH rises. So until and unless the pH is brought down, you may also just see that what happens if the pH is 8 and we continue to apply fertilizers and continue to grow. Many farmers, if they have not undertaken the soil testing and not knowingly the pH is 8 or 8.5, if they give manures and fertilizers, the uptake of the nutrients will not be there. It will not be totally zero, but it will. The osmotic system, the active absorption of salts and solutions will not take place. That is a great actually problem which happens with the pH, which is not visible until and unless you test and repair or rectify that nutrition, bring down to the normal. Even though the nutrients are given to the soil, that will not be uptaken. Therefore, first you need to rectify. And again, once OC is less, means it is just like the hemoglobin content of the blood. Once you see the blood sample, you say hemoglobin content is not up to the mark, means automatically the quality, you need to improve yourself by taking the additional inputs. Similarly, you need to go. Now, soil testing, okay, we have shown the major 2 points you concentrate, so many points, so that we should not confuse ourselves to the farmers. These 2 indicators are sufficient to assess the other things. They will also give the content of NPK. But now the question comes, how to take the soil sample? Many practically do not know actually how exactly the soil. See, soil sample means they will simply go, they will collect the samples from the surface of the soil. Once we say offered, so 3 samples in 3 places. No. Where to take, when to take, how to take. It is very important. Until and unless you are going to take the true sample, your report itself will be wrong. Your corrective measures will be wrong. If you do not diagnose properly, then how can you treat the patient? So, where to take, when to take. See, you should not take the soil samples under the shade of a tree. You should not take it adjacent to the channel where you are going to irrigate. And you should not take if there is a rainfall during the preceding 2-3 days. So it should be normal, and it should be in a zigzag manner. Supposing in 3 different places you have to take following these things. Afterwards, while taking the sample, you have to mark first a circle, small circle you have to mark. And afterwards you take this take the sample there, supposing this is sample number 1. So you take there about 400 to 500 gram sample, the surface soil, and then take it out. So this is 1A. Then you dig a pit, like a cross pit they show, like V-shaped pit, or a pit when we put the flag hoisting pole type pit, similar type of thing, approximately 1 feet. When you dig the pit, you will remove the soil. Please don't take this soil as any sample. Now what you have to do is, you have to take a stick and then you have to scratch the soil all along the pit. That means from the upper to up to the 1 feet level or 12 inch or level. That means you have to scrap like this. Either you have to do like this, so that the area, the leaf, the soil from all the level, from this level, this level, this level, will fall down. When it falls down in the pit, again you take this. This is actually sample 1B. Upper layer is 1A, 1 feet level is 1B. Again, similarly, you dig again 1 more feet depth pit. Afterwards, don't again take this soil. Again, you scrap similarly all along the 1 feet level, 2nd feet, and then take sample 3. So 1A, 1B, 1C samples. Similarly, you take in 3 different areas of that land, a piece of land depicting true, and then either you can mix this and then crossway reduce the quantity by removing, you make it 4 portions, take out 1 portion from 1 sample, another portion like this, or if you give it, they will mix and do it. Anything will do. This is the way you have to take the sample. Number 1. Next is, this is sampling is over, soil testing is over. Now, we'll say that soil testing is over. Now the pH is 8. What need to be done for reducing the pH? To reduce the pH, earlier gypsum was recommended. Gypsum is calcium sulfate. So when we apply gypsum to the soil, you have to sufficiently irrigate. Then there will be a double decomposition actually. Sodium carbonate, calcium sulfate, calcium carbonate, sodium sulfate, and the precipitate will be there. What farmers do is, a white precipitate will come after the reaction, reducing the pH. But usually farmers do not give sufficient irrigation, so that this precipitate has to be leached out from the garden. Therefore, nowadays, we do not advise the farmers to go for chemical reclamation. We advise them to go for organic way of reclamation of the soil by giving various organic inputs. I will just discuss this issue when I come to the input points. I will tell you exactly what are the actually manures. Usually by giving the farmyard manure and other organic manures, the pH could be reduced to the normal. But very specifically, I will tell when I come to the organic inputs. That is the one. So, next. Okay, through the, let them show by the time. So here, this is the pH amendments for pH right reclamation actually. This is the optimum nutrition range level of the previous slide, please. This nitrogen, what is the range actually, which is to be there. And these are the varieties. Actually, just I am giving the ruling varieties. I don't want to deal much with the varieties because one point we have to do is, why we have to go is earlier we had local, from there you have to come to K2 and all that. Now ruling varieties V1. After this we have the next one. This is only K2 into Cation. Nowadays it's not much found actually. Shade living variety where people want to do, particularly in places like Ramanagaram and Maddur area where coconut gardens are there or mango gardens are there, polar area. In shade it will, shade living variety. Next, this is the G2 for chalky garden, especially chalky. Earlier S36 was there. Actually it could not, due to various reasons, the rooting performance was very poor. Just because of that actually it has gone out of the scene and now farmers are not preferring. G2 has been taken on. G4 is another one actually on par with V1 or some advantageous characters because only these varieties have taken. This is required when we study the nutritional status. We need the reference of these varieties. That is why I am quoting only these varieties. Next, please. So, okay, plantation, because the inputs, application of the chemical fertilizers inputs also depends upon the number of plants per unit area, spacing, and the method we are following. Keeping all these things in consideration and having a soil test report on one side, which will be given, then we go for the applications of the manures and fertilizers. Next, please. So, manures, usually the standard recommended dosage of manure, as everybody knows, is the farm-made manure and the chemical fertilizers. Farm-made manure at 25 metric ton per hectare per year in 2 split doses. That is, per acre, it is 10 metric tons. Because everybody may not have hectare, that's why we go for a smaller units. Chemical fertilizers is NPK we are going to substitute. But now, taking 5 crops in a year, if you go for only farm-made manure, actually we will not be able to find success. Of all the crops, this is something new what we see. See, normal what earlier 35,000 metric tons was there, actually 35,000 kgs when K2 was there. Now 70,000 kgs of leaf we are harvesting, 60 to 70,000 kg. When you double the yield, you need to think, if you give the same quantity of the manures, how it is possible? Conversion rate is also one particular point is not there, but that alone will not actually matter. So we need to give a group of organic manures in addition to the farm-made manure. That is very important to be noted. Otherwise, supposing we say that farm-made manure to be given in split doses, 10 metric tons per acre in 2 split doses, 5 each. First crop and then the third crop, preferably during the rainy seasons. When the question of irrigation is there, it does not, but still the farm-made manure goes to the soil, well mixed with the soil during rainy seasons. That's why once in May, June we say, and another in September, October, we generally recommend. But again, it depends upon the number of crops the farmer is going to take up. So apart from that, the other organic manures, next please. See, these are the other organic manures recommended apart from farmland manure? So we know farmland manure is the cattle manure or cow dung or other goats, whatever is there. Next is the second one is the sericompost. Compost in a sericulture farmer's pit is known as the sericompost we call, the compost pits. Usually, if a farmer can have 2 to 3 pits per crop, in 1 acre if he raises about 200, 250 DFLs, per silkworm rearing, he will get about 800 kg of litter per crop, litter and waste. For 5 crops, it will be 4000 kg. Plus the remaining leaf and other waste of the shoots and other things will be 2000 kgs. In 1 acre, per year, we are naturally going to get seri waste of about 6000 kgs, which can be put into 3 pits. So the pits usually about 10 to 15 feet breadth, 5 feet width, and then depth is 5 feet. Under any circumstance, your length and breadth may vary, but depth should not be more than 5 feet because the microbial activity will not be there. That is to be point. So if you make these pits, actually, you little bit single superphosphate you put it, and also some water, moisture content should be seen, and it should be closed. It should be protected from sun and rain. It takes about 100 days, 300 to 100 days, about approximately 3.5 months to become a compost. If we put 6 metric tons, 6000 kg of the seri waste from your own garden, you will not be getting 6000 kg compost. You will be getting about 50 to 60%, says 3.5 metric tons of this one. Out of our requirement of 10 metric tons, 3.5 is regenerated from our own organic recycling of our own organic waste, which is very much suitable for Mulberry. That is the sericompost. Vermicompost, I don't want to go for too much explanation because everybody knows vermicompost details. For each one, wherever it is required, I will explain. Vermicompost is not that much. You know that the vermi pits are there. It takes about, say, 7 to 8 weeks to farm. Semi-decomposed thing to be put. First, it should be decomposed. The waste, seri waste should be decomposed for about 8 to 10 days with a little bit of cow dung and our biogas slurry and moisture with water, sprinkling water. After 10 days, it should be put into the pits. It should be of pit type or any type. See that ants and other things, it is protected from the ants and other things. And then about 1 metric ton, you have to put 1.5 kg of the worms for that one. After 45 to 52 days, actually, you need to remove that one and put it outside for 1 day. Once you put this coffee type of powder has come, all the worms will settle down. That is the secret. And we can take out the upper layer of the powder. I will show the pictures. And then put it to the soil. That is vermicompost. Another one is WAM. That is vesicular arbuscular mycorrhiza. See, what is this WAM actually? See, vesicular, it is vesicle type. Arbuscular is the shape. Myco is the fungus. Rhiza is the root. So a vesicle type, arbuscular type fungus lives in the roots of mulberry. That is known as micro. So it is a microorganism. It is actually in symbiosis with mulberry. This vesicular arbuscular mycorrhiza will eat some nutrition. But what is the use of this mycorrhiza? We say that we have to apply 140 kg phosphorus. NPK, phosphorus, 100. If we apply 140 kg of phosphorus, say that proportionate, whatever the manure we are going, single superphosphate or anything when we give, usually hardly about 35 to 40 kg will be absorbed by the plant. The remaining will be fixed in the soil, leached of waste. It will not be available to the soil. So sometimes when I take the classes, the trainees used to say, sir, when it is not, it is taking only 35 to 40 kgs, instead of 140 kg, you apply only 35 to 40 kg. If you apply 35 to 40 kg, it takes only, if you apply 40 kg, again it takes only 10 kg and 30 kg will be wasted. So the required amount of phosphorus will not be available to the plant body. To avoid this, as a solution, WAM fertilizer, biofertilizer, WAM fertilizer is applied. What is this WAM fertilizer? How it is available? How it is applied? Actually, WAM for a maize, you know, if you grow maize in a particular area and take out that soil, there you will get the WAM spores. This mycorrhiza spores will grow much. So usually about 200 kg of this WAM soil, the soil with these WAM spores, will be applied for 1 hectare of the mulberry garden. It is sufficient for 1 hectare. That means actually that it need not be put every year. This is to be put only once in lifetime. WAM is only once in lifetime, it will propagate by its own. So therefore, if you give this quantity in a nursery at a time, you need not again that propagates on its own. In case if you are not able to give at nursery, sir, how I have to incorporate if it is not available, sir, for farmers or anybody, where it is available? Not necessary. Sometime you can grow maize in between. Very scarce maize if you grow, automatically the roots of this maize actually, they will have this spores will grow there. This fungus grows there, and that particular area, the root zone, the soil around the root zone of that maize will be having this WAM soil could be done. So if you, WAM can be incorporated like that also. By doing this, more than 50% or 75% of the phosphorus will be uptaken, will be wasted. You can reduce the application, or it will be effectively utilized by the plant body without any adverse effect, without any chemical effect. Next is the biofertilizers. Biofertilizers also generally azotobacter, azospirillum, you also know. But biofertilizer, how much to apply, when to apply? Usually now we fix about 25 kg of the biofertilizer for 1 hectare per year. That means 10 kg per acre, approximately 2 kg per acre per crop. I am dividing it 5 crops per crop. 2 kg of this biofertilizer to be mixed with 200 kg of farmyard manure. It's only a carrier material. You cannot just apply 2 kg to the entire 1 acre. Therefore, it should be thoroughly mixed with the farmyard manure. Then it should be incorporated to the soil just like that. Number one. When to apply? How to apply? See, after pruning, you will take the weeding, cultural operation, removing weeds. Then you apply this one along with the farmyard manure. And whenever you give this, you sufficiently irrigate the farm. Until and unless moisture content is provided, bacteria will not multiply. Another thing care to be taken is, you should not apply chemical fertilizers at least for 15 to 20 days after the application of this biofertilizer, because the microbial activity will have adverse effect. They may die. And what is this biofertilizer? Why we are applying? See, earlier, olden days, naturally the bacteria were available in the soil itself. Because of the advancement, application of the chemical fertilizers and also the pesticide spray and other things, they have all, their number reduced. Therefore, now the bacteria will be grown in the laboratory, cultured in the laboratory. For culture, we use the byproduct of charcoal. So the byproduct of charcoal, the powder, so that powder, in the laboratory we move along with this 2 kg, then each gram consists of millions of bacteria. So crores of bacteria will be there. What these bacteria do? These bacteria absorb the atmospheric nitrogen and fix it to the soil. 79.2% of the air consists of nitrogen. This is the same nitrogen which is present in urea or ammonium sulfate, which we are buying at a cost of 11 rupees and which is not eco-friendly to the soil. Therefore, by applying biofertilizer, we can reduce the application of the chemical fertilizer, or particularly nitrogen, by 50% we can reduce. Next is the red soil. What is this red soil? See, mulberry we grow once usually. How many years you can take plantation? It can be 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. I have seen in Chamarajnagara the plantation of 68 years. But standard usually minimum should be 5 years. If you close the crop before 5 years, you will not have economic returns. And usually for 15 years, usually they take, we recommend. For 5 years means 25 crops you are taking. 10 years, 50 crops, 70 crops. There is depletion of the nutrients in the same place. Therefore, virgin soil, wherever it is available in the nearby gardens, should be actually put out in summer season. When the farmers do not have work, it should be stocked and applied for second crop or third crop or fourth crop, like that, so that you will be replenishing the soil with nutrients, because some of the micronutrients you may not be applying along with the farm and manure. Next is the tank silt. What is this tank silt? You have seen pond, lake and all that, cheru also in Telugu they call. So you know that water dries up in summer. That soil is, you know that it is highly nutritional. Actually, it consists of several dissolved nutrients, particularly minor and micronutrients will be there in this. Because runoff water, you know, the lake water, color of the lake water is not clear like seawater or like the fresh water because of the dissolved nutrients. Therefore, if you put this soil, again, you will be replenishing the soil by land, by mulberry garden, by the minor and micronutrients which are not given normally. Next one is the press mud. See, this is another very important thing. Earlier, this was freely given actually, press mud. Nowadays, it costs actually. They also came to know the value of this. This is a byproduct in sugar factory. About 30 to 40 metric tons of press mud is applied if it is available, actually at a low cost and nearby. This is very good organic manure to reduce the alkalinity. I told I will refer the reduction of the alkalinity by adding any of these organic manures, particularly press mud reduces the pH to a great extent and highly nutritious. Next is green manuring. I will show the pictures actually, I will explain now. We have green manuring seeds, dencha, sun hemp, cowpea or anything. At least 2 crops in a year. Green manures are grown. Next, please. Next. These are the eco-friendly. I told actually the biofertilizers. Next, please. Azotobacter biofertilizer, Serifaz. Next. VAM, I told. Application of vesicular, orbicular, munjar, cross-section of the VAM actually. The spore sheet appears like that for just students. Next. Green manuring. I will give explanation next picture I will go. See here, sun hemp actually the in between mulberry you can see the row of sun hemp, and right side is the nodules of that roots of the sun hemp. These green manures usually, if it is grown in a plain land without mulberry, about 30 to 32 metric tons of biomass will be getting. Because we are growing in between as intercropping in mulberry, not exactly intercrop, for some green manure crop only, about 18 to 19 metric ton of biomass will be generated per hectare here. So you have to about 10 kg of the 8 to 10 kg of the green manure seeds are, like for example, sun hemp is required. Between 5 plus 3 by 2, if it is there, you can put it in 5 feet spacing. So when you sow this one during either rainy season or initially after pruning. By the time you get the harvest, this should grow up well. You see that you do not allow them to make flowers and seeds. It should not bear fruits. Before that, it should be mulched. Probably by this time, it will be adjusted in a manner, your harvest will be over. You can plow there itself. There are two benefits of this green manure. One is the biomass, organic composting material. Moreover, that one is the roots of these leguminous plants. Roots of all leguminous plants consist of nodules, but the nodulation is very more and vegetative growth is very fast in these crotalaria. That is this one, what sun hemp actually, we are calling. So here you can see the nodules. These nodules consist of nitrogen fixing bacteria. So again, these nodules, the bacteria absorb the atmospheric nitrogen and enrich the soil. So this is another way of to compensate, organically enrich the soil by usually 2 times. If you take 5 mulberry crops, not necessary to take 5 times green manuring. First crop and third crop you can take. First crop you can put sun hemp. Second crop you can go for dencha. In dencha, actually, the leaves will be like tamarind leaf. Biomass will be less, whereas the nodulation will be more. Slightly nodulation. So therefore, one time sun hemp, one time you can dencha take, it will enrich the soil. Next is actually poultry manure and the neem cake, neem oil cake. Poultry manure should be decomposed for minimum 100 days and then it should be applied. It should not be directly applied. And then is the neem oil cake. It's also organic manure. Next, please. See, this is also another one. Say, taken this photograph taken from the green manuring plants at CSRT Mysore only. You can see the nodulations. Next, please. This actually I am just showing the pictures. Then I will come to compost, Sericompost waste of this one, Seri waste composting. Next. 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 See, this is the actually pits of this one, vermicomposting. It should be trench type is there, and here also is there. Both are there. Any type could be taken out. Next. The studies show actually, if we compare to the farm-made manure, the vermicompost, the nutritional status is very high in vermicompost. So that is how little of vermicompost would suffice. Gradually, if there is the quality of farm-made manure is very poor nowadays, availability is also less. That is why this alternative is there. Next. Now, coming to, I have told, let it be. I have told afterwards you have to give sufficient irrigation for all these things. I told all these 10 organic manure. Whether it is, let it be there, sir. Whether it is possible to apply all the 10, sir, what is this you are telling 10, along with FIM 9 inputs. Is it possible? It is not like that. See, depending upon the availability, farm-made manure is compulsory. You must apply. Along with farm-made manure, any other 3 or 4 is compulsory. Any other 3 is minimum. If you could be able to put 4 or 5, sustainability will be better. We need the sustainability of the crops. It is not that is why first crop you will take very nicely, 5th crop already there. Nutritive value of the leaf is not there. So you take 5 crops and apply manure only once. Therefore, any of these things, supposing if sugar factory is nearby, you can go for that one. But compulsorily what is there? Green manuring you can 100% do. Sericomposting you can 100% do. Composting, vermicomposting, sericomposting, vermicomposting, and green manuring you can do without any incurring the cost. So, see, always cost effectiveness is also important. I am not telling that you go for application of neem oil cake, only telling whenever there is nematode, it will also act like a manure. That's all I am telling. This is all about the organics. Then I have got about 5-10 minutes more only. I have not touched the chemical fertilizers. Let it be. See, I told 350, 140, 100. You may be having previous bulls. 350, 140, 100. Earlier, it was 350, 140, 140. But potassium is already available in excess in the soil. Therefore, our research finding has turned from, since last about 3 to 4 years, we are recommending only 100. For example, usually we recommend straight fertilizers. Instead of earlier using urea and sulfur, we are recommending straight fertilizers. Wastage will not be there, leaching out will not be there, availability will be good. For example, ammonium sulfate is recommended for nitrogen. Single superphosphate is recommended for phosphorus. Muriate of potash is recommended for potassium. So 350, 140, 140, 100. For a simple straight reason you want to recommend to, supposing you ask, sir, for one crop I want, now I take a crop in the university, one crop we want, for 1 acre we want. That is the minimum unit. Supposing you want to apply for 1 acre, one crop, then you need to go for 140 kg of ammonium sulfate. Or say, it could be also put it as 3 bags. For example, when we take farmers, if you go on telling kg and all that may be difficult ratios. So we go in simple terms that 3 bags. So for example, very specifically means recommendation 140 kg. So 3 bags. And whenever it is ammonium sulfate is 3 bag or 140, single superphosphate is 50% of that one. You please remember. That is 70 kg or 1.5 bag. And muriate of potash is only 12 kg is sufficient. So for 1 acre, for one crop, 140 kg ammonium sulfate, 70 kg of single superphosphate, 12 kg of muriate of potash. How to apply, when to apply? See, these are to be, see, we have not told somebody, sir, whether they are to be given separately. Is there anything if they mix? Nothing will happen if you mix. All these 3 to be mixed together and given. When to be given? Usually, I showed the first picture 25 days after pruning. 25 days after pruning, if you give, when the leaf has come, sometimes the days may vary depending upon the season. In winter season, it may be 30 days. So when the bunch of leaves have come in the mulberry, at that stage you have to apply because it is a ready-made food. It will be immediately absorbed. Some farmers immediately give farm-made manure. Before that, if you give, if there is no leaf, it creates excess of heat where it is to be utilized. So for photosynthetic activity, it will be utilized after 30 days. How it will be given? Usually, they will simply go on pouring the manure and allow it, and they give irrigation. The manure, the chemical fertilizer will flow one side and it will accumulate one side. After some time, when the plant is grown, they will come, sir, that one area, mulberry is burnt plant. Oh, there may be some disease. It is not like that. If there is accumulation of chemical fertilizer due to irrigation at one point, again, it creates burning type of situation and looks like some disease. Therefore, actually, in between the 4 plants, there should be 2 persons. The mixed 3 manure should be taken in a pan, iron pan. Then one person first go take a coal grizzly, go on putting notch between the 4 plants, and another fellow put it inside and keep it, so that it should be incorporated in the soil and then given irrigation. That would be the specific incorporation of the soil. This way, it would be very effective. And always, supposing in case you apply more organic manure, you can reduce the chemical fertilizer in summer season. That is also possible. I told that many organic alternatives, if you are going, instead of 140 kg in summer, you can go for only 100 kg ammonium sulfate, 50 kg single superphosphate, and 10 kg of muriate of potash. So this way, that is why we say the organic. But one thing I say, no question of zero chemicals. That is why we use the word integrated nutritional management. I am giving the integrated items. So you forget only farm-made manure and chemical. Only one farm-made manure will not hold good for a perennial crop and a crop which yields 5 times a day. So once the nutritive value is good, you will never have the crop failure. All simple diseases are grassery, flachery. If the nutritive value of the leaf is good, leaf is robust, automatically the successful crop you will get it. The quality of the cocoon will be there. Quality of the silk all depends on mulberry. Therefore, you do only disinfection, quality egg will not do anything. Nutrition, food is very important for any living being, either a human or anybody, that you need to take. If you have any, I have given almost 1 hour. I think we have another 5 minutes. We started at 10:35. If you have got any questions, most welcome, because it's a very vast subject. I have put about 35, more than 35 years in the same field, different parts of the country, different parts of the world also. I have seen different systems. Any questions are most welcome.
Thank you very much, sir. Nice presentation. And if any queries, any doubts, participant can ask the question and discuss with the speaker. Raja, ನೋಡಿ ಯಾರು first? Nandini YP. You can ask the question. Nandini YP. It is audible? Hello, mute. Hello, Nandini YP. Hello. Amruta. Hello, Amruta. Nandini YP.
Hi, sir.
You can ask the question.
ಸರ್, ಅದು ಫಾರ್ಮಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ನಾವು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಲ್ವಾ ಸರ್, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನ್ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ಗೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂತ?
ಅಲ್ಲ, ಈಗ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಮಲ್ಬರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದೆ ಝೀರೋ ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬರೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ನೈಟ್ರೋಜನ್ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಹೈ. ಐ ಟೋಲ್ಡ್ ಯು ಇನಿಷಿಯಲಿ ಯಾಕೆ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ನಾನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದು ಅಂದ್ರೆ 5 times ಇನ್ ಇಯರ್ ನಾವು ಹಾರ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಬಯೋಮಾಸ್ ಔಟ್ ರಾಗಿ, ಬೇರೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬೇರೆ ಜೋಳ, ರಾಗಿ, ಭತ್ತ ಏನ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆಳಿತೀರಲ್ಲ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಇಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಬಯೋಮಾಸ್ ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್ ಬಯೋಮಾಸ್ ಹೋಗ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಮಲ್ಬರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಟೂ ಮಚ್. ಅದು ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ಲಿ ಲೀಫ್ ಅಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಬಯೋಮಾಸ್ ಬಂದಾಗ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಡಿಫಿಕಲ್ಟ್ ಟು ಕಾಂಪಿಟ್ ಇನ್ ಎ ಶಾರ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಯು ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಟೇಕ್ ಕ್ರಾಪ್ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ಲಿ 5 ವರ್ಷ 10 ವರ್ಷ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ, ಐ ಟೋಲ್ಡ್ ದೇರ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ದಿ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ಡ್ ಡೋಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಫರ್ಟಿಲೈಸರ್ಸ್. ನೀವು ಬರೀ ದುಡ್ಡಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಕೆಲವು ರೈತರು ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲದೆ ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ಫರ್ಟಿಲೈಸರ್ಸ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಹಾಕಿ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಕ್ ದೇರ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಅನ್ ಇಂಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ಡ್ ಡೋಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಫರ್ಟಿಲೈಸರ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಗಿವನ್. ಯು ಶುಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ಫರ್ಟಿಲೈಸರ್ ಅಂಟಿಲ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಅನ್ಲೆಸ್ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಕ್ ಮೆನ್ಯೂರ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟೆ ನೀವು ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಲೈಕ್ ದಟ್. ಎನಿ ಟ್ಯಾಬ್ಲೆಟ್ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಯೂಶಲಿ ಊಟ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ ಅಂತಾರೆ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ it upsets the physiology. Whether it is a plant or an animal, the physiology will upset if there is no food. But it's just like a medicine type. Organic food, organic manure is only food. So, but proportionate. That is why I am giving more choice for organics. Go for choice for organics and little of chemical fertilizer, because it is immediately available within a short time. And organic manure ಈ ಕ್ರಾಪಿಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟರೆ ಈ ಕ್ರಾಪಿಗೆ ಬರಲ್ಲ ಅದು. Please note that it takes 3 to 4 months. ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ರಾಪ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರೋ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ manure ಈ ಸರಿ ಯುಟಿಲಿಟಿ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ವೆರಸ್ ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ಆ ಥರ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಸೇಮ್ ಕ್ರಾಪ್ ಯುಟಿಲಿಟಿ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಗ್ಲೂಕೋಸ್ ಇನ್ ದಿ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್. ಗ್ಲೂಕೋಸ್ ಯಾಕೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ? ಇಮಿಡಿಯೇಟ್ಲಿ.
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸರ್.
ಓಕೆ.
Dr. Raju, you can ask the question. Yes, sir. Dr. Raju.
Okay, sir. Am I audible, sir?
Okay, please ask, sir.
Sir, okay, sir. The question is very simple. Thank you very much for a very nice and fantastic presentation, sir. Though it is small and short, very beautiful, very simple. Yeah, everybody can understand easily, sir. And at last you are told it's right. Now you, instead of using more fertilizer, you instituted better use 3 to 4 combinations of organic manure. Among them, you will give a list of a lot of things. Very, very helpful for the farmers or any sericulturist, sir. Now I want to tell you, I want to ask you that I think I entered a little bit 10 minutes later. Seri, what about the micronutrient composition on leaf foliar spray, Harith and Seribush, sir. Portion you told. Is it workable or it's, Harith and
Actually,
Seribush, sir?
actually, for example, I slide missed there one portion. In fact, was missing
Portion
there.
and
Actually, I have shown the slide, but I have shown the slide. I could not explain. Actually, why this portion is earlier we had others, but now recently we have come with one. This is a combination of the macronutrients, micronutrients, and then hormones, gibberellic acid, like that. So it is a mixture of them. It is a booster. As I told you, we are giving NPK in terms of ammonium sulfate, single superphosphate, muriate of potash, but nowhere. That is why these micronutrients can be supplemented through portion. Apart from that, it is also supplemented through the tank silt, press mud, red soil. If you use anytime once in a way, that is also a supplementation. Since people, if they do not do, portion is a very good supplement. About 1 liter of portion is sufficient for one crop. For example, in 1 liter water, you have to put 7 ml of this portion, and about 140 liter is sufficient for a plantation which is approximately 35 days old. That is, leaf should have come, so that there will be another 15 days for the growth. So after portion apply, you should allow at least for 12 to 15 days, so that, and it has given very good results, particularly in Andhra Pradesh. They are also using for tomato, brinjal and all that. Portion is a multi-micronutrient formulation. It is good. Any others, similarly, what happens is nowadays commercially, many others have come. If the combination is good and the tested quality is there, you can use. Our purpose is to see that the foliar application of the nutrition takes place. In fact, that was my PhD problem. Application of the foliar nutritions, the micronutrients through foliage, because it is not possible sometimes through the soil uptake may not be there. Therefore, supplementation through foliar spray is a very, very good solution. It should be done properly, because no leaf, it should go through the stomata. You have to understand the science. Simply people will spray somewhere like that. It is not. The leaf should be properly drenched. So that is very important. And the spray should be 10 to 11 o'clock. There should not be rain after the spray. All these things should be ensured. So automatically it will give a good result. It has given.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Raju. Akshata.
Thank you, sir.
Akshata, you can ask the question. Akshata, mute and Akshata. Hello, Akshata. It is audible, Akshata. Akshata, it is audible. Let's kill the sir. Huh? Nandita. Nandita, you can ask the question.
Akshata.
Akshata, na? Okay, Akshata. Akshata, please ask the question. Akshata, you can ask the question.
Nandita V.
Nandita V. Nandita V. It is audible? Nandita? Nandita? It is audible,
Yes,
Nandita? You can
Yes,
ask
sir.
the question. You can ask the question. Ask the question, Nandita. What's your doubt?
No any question. No any questions, sir.
Oh, no questions. Okay, then. Pratibha. 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 You are raising the hand, no? Pratibha. Hello? Huh? Anju. Anju. Hello, Anju. It is audible, Anju? Hello, Anju? Indian sir, so anybody want to ask the question? Arun Kumar, okay. Mute yourself, Arun Kumar. Hand raise ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಿ ಈಗ ಅರುಣ್ ಕುಮಾರ್. Unmute. Hello. Okay.
ಸರ್ ನಾನು ಅರುಣ್ ಅಂತ.
ಹೇಳಿ.
ನನ್ನ ಹೊಸ ಫಾರ್ಮರ್ ಇವಾಗ ರೀಸೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದೀನಿ 2 ಎಕರೆ. ಚಾಮರಾಜನಗರ ಡಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಗುಂಡ್ಲುಪೇಟೆ ತಾಲೂಕು ದೊಡ್ಡುಂಡಿ ಗ್ರಾಮದಲ್ಲಿ. ಅದೇನಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಸಾಯಿಲ್ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಸಿಲ್ಲ ಇವಾಗ. ಸೊ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ 6x4 ಫೇಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೀನಿ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೀನಿ. ಸೊ ಸಪೋಸ್ ಇವಾಗ ನಾನು ಸಾಯಿಲ್ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಸಿ ಏನ್ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನೇನ್ ಕೊಡ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತ ಅದನ್ನ ಅದ ಸಾಯಿಲ್ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಕೊಡ್ಬೋದಾ? ಕಂಪೋಸಿಷನ್ NPK ಏನೇನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ.
ನಾನು ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಹೇಳೋದು ಮಾಡ್ತೇನೆ. ಸಾಯಿಲ್ ಟೆಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಯಾವಾಗ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಬೆಳೆದಿರೋ ಗಾರ್ಡನ್ ಇನಿಷಿಯಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೊಸದಾಗಿ ಇರೋರಿಗೆ ಬೇರೆ ಹೇಳಿದೆ, ನೀವು ಆಗ್ಲೇ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟೇಶನ್ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಸಾಯಿಲ್ ಟೆಸ್ಟಿಂಗು ಒಂದು ಕ್ರಾಪ್ ಆಗುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಕ್ರಾಪ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಪ್ರೂವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರಲ್ಲ, ಎಲ್ಲಾ ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಿಷನ್ಸ್ ಖಾಲಿ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅವಾಗ. ಕ್ರಾಪ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಅದೇನು ಸಮ್ಮರ್ ಸೀಸನ್ ಅಂತಲ್ಲ, ಮಳೆ ಬಂದಿರಬಾರ್ದು. ಸೊ ಹಾಕಿರ್ಬಾರ್ದು ಅಲ್ಲ. ಈಗ ಪ್ರೂನಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ, ಪ್ರೂನಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರಲ್ಲ, ಈಗ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರೂನಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರಲ್ವಾ, ಶೂಟ್ ಕ್ರಾಪ್ ಆಗುತ್ತಲ್ವಾ, ಆ ಶೂಟ್. ಸೊ ಕ್ರಾಪ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಫುಲ್ ಲೀಫ್ ತೆಗಿತಿರಲ್ವಾ, ಶೂಟ್ ಹಾರ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ತಾನೆ. ಶೂಟ್ ಹಾರ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಬೇಸಾಯ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರಲ್ಲ, ಆ ಗೊಬ್ಬರ ಏನು ಹಾಕೋದ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ, ನೀರು ಹಾಕೋದ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ ಈ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ ಸ್ಯಾಂಪಲ್ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಈಗಲೂ ಸ್ಯಾಂಪಲ್ ತಗೊಂಡು CSRT ಕೊಡಿ. 100 ರೂಪೀಸಿಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಕೊಡಿ, ಅವರು ನಿಮಗೆ ವಾಟ್ಸಪ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ವಾಟ್ಸಪ್ ನಲ್ಲೇ ರಿಪ್ಲೈ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಹಂಗೇನೋ ಇದ್ರೆ ನನ್ನ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ ನಾನು, ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಏನೇ ಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಹೇಳಿ. ನೀವು ಇನ್ನೊಂದೇನು ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ನೀವು ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಅಂತ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಹೇಳೋದು, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ರೈತರಿಗೆ ಅಂತಲೇ ನಾನು ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೇಳೋದು, pH ಮತ್ತೆ OC ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬೇರೆ ಯಾವುದನ್ನು ನೋಡಕ್ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಡಿ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ pH OC ಇವೆರಡೇ ಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋದು ಫಾರ್ಮರ್ಗೆ. ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಇದ್ರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕರೆಕ್ಟು. pH 6.5 ಇಂದ 7.5 ಇದ್ರೆ ಓಕೆ, ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಡಿ. ಅದಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮಣ್ಣಿನ ಗುಣಮಟ್ಟದ ಕೊರತೆ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ. ಗ್ರಾಜುಯಲ್ ಆಗಿ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಬೆಳೆ ತಗೊಳ್ತಾ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಸತ್ವ ಹೀನ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ ಭೂಮಿ. ಸತ್ವ ಹೀನ ಆದ್ರೂ pH ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಆತರ. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಅದೊಂದು ಮಾಡಿ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ OC ಕೇಳಿ, ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಕ್ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಅಂತ. OC ಬಹಳ ಕಷ್ಟ. ಯೂಶಲಿ 0.5 0.4 ಇರಬಾರ್ದು. 0.6 ಇದ್ರೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ನಿಮಗೆ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ. 0.6 ಇರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ, 0.5 ಐತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಮಿಡಿಯೇಟ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದವು ಯಾವ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಹತ್ರ ಆಗುತ್ತೋ ಗೊಬ್ಬರಗಳನ್ನ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಹಾಕಿ. ಆಗ್ಲಿ ಬಿಡ್ಲಿ ಗೊಬ್ಬರ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಹಾಕಿ. ಸೊ ಇದು ಮಾತ್ರ ಕಣ್ಣಿಗೆ ಕಾಣಲ್ಲ. ಆಲ್ಕಲಿನಿಟಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಗೊಬ್ಬರ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರು ಸಹ ಗಿಡಕ್ಕೆ ಪಂಪ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ, ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಲ್ಲ. ನಾನು ಗೊಬ್ಬರ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ನೀರು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಲೀಫ್ ಇಷ್ಟೇ ಇದಾವೆ, ಈಲ್ಡ್ ಸರಿ ಬರ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದು ನೋಡಿ. ಪಾರ್ಥಿನಿಯಂ ಬಹಳ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ನೋಡಿದೀರಾ? ಪಾರ್ಥಿನಿಯಂ 8 pH ಇದ್ರು ಪಂಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದ ಅದು.
ಎಲ್ಲಿದ್ರು ಬರುತ್ತೆ.
ನಾವು ಮನುಷ್ಯರೇ, ಕಳ್ಳನು ಮನುಷ್ಯನೇ. ಚೈನ್ ಕಿತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗೋನು ಅವ್ನು ಹೆಂಗ್ ಓಡ್ತಾನ ಅವನು, ಸೈನ್ಸ್ ಅದು. ಹಂಗೆ ಪಾರ್ಥಿನಿಯಮ್ಮು ಕಳ್ಗಿಡ 8 pH ಇದ್ರು ನೀರು ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಿಷನ್ ಅಪ್ಟೇಕ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಮಲ್ಬರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿದಿರಲ್ಲ ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಸರಿ, ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಒಂದ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ದಿವಸ ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಪಾರ್ಥಿನಿಯಂ ಅದಷ್ಟೇ ಬೆಳೀತದೆ. ಅದ್ಯಾಕೆ ಸೊಪ್ಪಿನ ಗಿಡ ಮಲ್ಬರಿ ಬೆಳೆಯಲ್ಲ? ಮಲ್ಬರಿನೂ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟೇ, ಪಾರ್ಥಿನಿಯಮು ಪ್ಲಾಂಟೇ. ಹಂಗೆ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಸೂಟಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ನೀವು pH ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ದೇ ಇದ್ರೆ ಗೊಬ್ಬರ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರು ಪ್ರಯೋಜನ. ಬಹಳ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ಅದು ಸರಿ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಹೇಳಿ. ಗೊಬ್ಬರಗಳನ್ನ ಇದು ಕೊಡಿ, ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಕ್ಸ್ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಕೊಡಿ. ಬೇರೆ ಯಾವುದು ನ್ಯಾಚುರಲ್ ರಿಸೋರ್ಸಸ್ ನಾವು ಎಷ್ಟು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವೋ, ಮೊದಲಿನ ತರ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಗೊಬ್ಬರಗಳು ಊರುಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ದನಗಳೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅದರೊಳಗೆ ಬೂದಿ ಇರೋದು, ಪ್ಲಾಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಏನೇನೋ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಸಗಣಿ ಗೊಬ್ಬರ ಎಷ್ಟು ಕಡೆ ಸಿಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಈ ಸಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಕಾಂಪೋಸ್ಟ್ ಪಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ನೀವು ವರ್ಮಿ ಕಾಂಪೋಸ್ಟ್ ಪಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಬಿಡಬೇಡಿ. ಅದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಬಹಳ ಲಾಭ ಇದೆ. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಳಿಯಕ್ಕೆ ಬಿಡ್ಬೇಕು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ, ಮುಚ್ಚಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ಸೂಪರ್ ಫಾಸ್ಫೇಟ್ ಹಾಕಿ ಕಳೀಲಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಮಾಡಿ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಸಿ ಹಾಕಿ, ಒಳ್ಳೇದಾಗ.
ಸರ್ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು, ಅದೇನು ಜಿಪ್ಸಮ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಅದನ್ನ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ?
ಬೇಡ, ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಒಂದು ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ಲಿ. ಇನ್ನೊಂದೇನಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಈಗ ಇತ್ತೀಚೆಗೆ ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ನ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅದನ್ನ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್, ಅದು ಬಹಳ ಅಗ್ದಿ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮೆಟಿಕ್ ಸಾಯಿಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಇದ್ದು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಬೇರೆ ಏರಿಯಾ ರಾಜಸ್ಥಾನ್ ಕಡೆ ನಾವು ಸಿರಿಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಬೇರೆ ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತದ್ದು. ಅದ್ರ ಬದಲು ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ನಲ್ಲ, ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಕ್ ಮೆನ್ಯೂರ್ ಕೊಟ್ರೆ, ಶುಗರ್ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ರಿ ಹತ್ರ ಇದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಸಿಕ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಸಖತ್ ಹೊಡೀರಿ. ನಿಮ್ಗೇನು pH ಜಿಪ್ಸಮು ಬೇಡ, ಏನು ಬೇಡ, ಅದಷ್ಟು ಕತೆ ಸರಿ ಹೋಗ್ತದೆ. ಗ್ರೀನ್ ಮೆನ್ಯೂರ್ ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಡಿ. ಗ್ರೀನ್ ಮೆನ್ಯೂರ್ ನೀವು ಹಾಕ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಗ್ರೀನ್ ಮೆನ್ಯೂರು ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಯಾವುದೇ ರೈತರು ತೆಂಗಿನ ಮಧ್ಯ, ತೋಟದ ಮಧ್ಯ ಗ್ರೀನ್ ಮೆನ್ಯೂರ್ ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ಲೇ ಕೊಡೋದು ಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಅಮೋನಿಯಂ ಸಲ್ಫೇಟ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋ ನೈಟ್ರೋಜನ್ ನಾವು ಗಾಳಿಯಿಂದ ಹಿಡಿದು ಇಡ್ತಾವ. ಅವು ಗ್ರೀನ್ ಮೆನ್ಯೂರ್ ಅಷ್ಟು ಒಳ್ಳೇದು. ಸೆಣಬು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಲ್ಲ, ಸೆಣಬು ತಮಿಳ್ನಾಡಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸಿವ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸಿಕ್ಕಾಪಟ್ಟೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದಾರೆ. ಮೊದಲು 18 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಕೆಜಿ ಐತಿ, 30-40 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಕೆಜಿ ಆಗಿದೆ. 1 ಎಕರೆಗೆ 8 ಹತ್ತು ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಡಿ, ಮಳೆ ಬಂದಾಗ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಚೆಲ್ಬಿಡಿ. ಗಿತ್ತದ್ ಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಕೈಯಲ್ಲಿ ಚೆಲ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಅವಷ್ಟವೇ ಉಟ್ಕೊಂತಾವ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಹುಟ್ಟಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕ್ರಾಪ್ ಆಗುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಹೂ ಆಗಕ್ಕೆ ಬಿಡೋದು, ಅಷ್ಟೊತ್ತಿಗೆ ಕ್ರಾಪೇ ಮುಗಿದ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಬೇಸಾಯ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಡಿ. ನಿಮಗೆ ಭಾಳ ಟೈಮ್ ಇದ್ದು ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಕೊಯ್ದುಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅದನ್ನ ಮೇಲಿಂದು ಗುಂಡಿಗೆ ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಗೊಬ್ಬರ ಮಾಡಿ ಕಳಿಸ್ಬೋದು. ಅದಲ್ದಿದ್ರು ಬೇರೊಳಗಡೆ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ನಾಡ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಅವು ಫರ್ಟಿಲಿಟಿ ಸ್ಟೇಟಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಗ್ರೀನ್ ಮೆನ್ಯೂರಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಎಲ್ಲರ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಅಕ್ಕಪಕ್ಕದಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಚಾಮರಾಜನಗರದ ಹತ್ರ ಕೆಂಪು ಮಣ್ಣು ಸಿಗಲ್ಲ, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಬ್ಲ್ಯಾಕ್ ಕಾಟನ್ ಸಾಯಿಲ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಜಡಿ ಮಣ್ಣು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ. ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ನೀರು ಮಳೆ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಸೀಲಾಗಿ ಆಕ್ಚುಯಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಪರ್ಕುಲೇಷನ್ ಆಗಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಗ್ರೋತ್ಗೆ. ಸೊ ಎಲ್ಲರ ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಬೇರೆ ಏನಾರ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕೆಂಪು ಮಣ್ಣು ಆ ಕಡೆನ ಸಿಕ್ಕರೆ ಹೊಡಿ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಮರಳು ಮಿಕ್ಸಿದ ಕೆಂಪು ಮಣ್ಣು ಆದರೆ ಲೂಸ್ ಏರಿಯೇಷನ್ ಬೇಕು. ಬರೀ ಸೀಲ್ ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಅದೂ ಫಿಸಿಯಲಾಜಿಕಲ್ ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ ಇರಲ್ಲ, ಪಂಪಿಂಗ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಮಾಡಿ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಆಲ್ ದಿ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್.
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸರ್.
ಹಾಂ ಸರ್, ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ಸಾಹೇಬ್ರು. ಹಾಂ ಹೇಳಿ
Sir, DM sir, please ask the question, sir. DM sir. Please unmute, sir. DM sir, unmute. Unmute you. DM sir, unmute.
ಅನ್ಮ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ.
Okay, sir. It is audible, sir.
ಆಡಿಬಲ್.
Audible.
ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ತಿಪ್ಪೇಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಅವರೇ ಹೇಗಿದ್ದೀರಿ?
ಸರ್, ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಸರ್. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸರ್.
ಹೇಗಿದ್ದೀರಿ?
ಫೈನ್ ಸರ್.
It was a very nice presentation from your side.
Thank you.
My compliments to you.
Thank you, sir.
And you have provided quite a bit of useful information in for mulberry cultivation, how best you can keep the nutritional status of the soil in a very good state, so that mulberry can grow and it can give a sustainable yield. Sustainability point of view, you have provided quite a bit of valid information. Hope our students and the farmers will be immensely benefited by your talk. And I, for one, I really enjoyed listening to you, your lecture, because though I represent silkworm, but I had understood the importance of mulberry, because that is the exclusive food plant of the silkworm, Bombyx mori, and keeping the food plant in very good quality means I am referring to the nutritional status. And when it coincides with the nutritional requirement of the silkworm, so silkworms would really enjoy, and they will develop all the robustness so that they can overcome the disease incidence or whatever, because we are often confronted with the disease problem in silkworm. And though we go for disinfection and various other things, but the nutritional part is very much required to keep mulberry in a very good nutritionally sound state. So that's why, so you have, I understand that you have emphasized that point, that how best we can overcome the disease occurrence in mulberry, in silkworm, by keeping mulberry quality in good state. That's a very important point, and our students should take note of all these things. So is the case with farmers and the teachers. So, and everyone, I feel is highly benefited. So such things, because of your vast practical experience, you have been able to provide information based on your own involvement with the work, not based on mere theoretical knowledge. So this is where you can make the things more lively and very useful and meaningful. So it's very nice, Dr. Tippeswamy. I'm happy to see you, because this COVID time we are not able to meet each other.
Thank you.
And it is indeed a matter of great pleasure to me that I'm able to see you today. And you look to be quite lively, and the COVID has not influenced you so much to develop what we call something like a dull appearance, and nothing is there. I find you to be quite active and so very nice, Dr. Tippuswamy. So I'm highly thankful to the chairman of the Department of Sericulture, University of Mysore, and also the moderator, Dr. Anil Kumar, and other faculty members. They always keep me informed about whenever the webinar topics are arranged online. It's very nice, nice of them. I am highly thankful to all of them. I am also thankful to Dr. Tippuswamy for making everyone very knowledgeable in this particular area. So that's the integrated nutrient management in Mulberry, which is very, and even I have myself seen based on one of my students' PhD work. Ultimately, say, though people talk of so much trying to glorify the organic cultivation exclusively using organic this one, but what you said, the requirement of nitrogen and other things is too high in Mulberry, and in organic sources that's very difficult. But making an ideal blend of both organic and inorganic would be the best solution as far as Mulberry is concerned. But elsewhere in other crop systems, I do not know. But at least I have seen in Mulberry, not merely based on my observations, but based on the data we have generated, because one of my students did work on this. So we have ultimately come to the conclusion that an ideal blend of organic and inorganic would be the answer to maintain, to provide the required nutrient elements to the Mulberry, so that Mulberry can remain in a sustainable manner, yield production, quality maintenance, all those things. So this is what so we should understand. We should not be over ambitious that we should remain, we should maintain Mulberry only using organic sources of nutrients. So inorganic is a must. Organic will keep the soil quality in good condition, so that the inorganic inputs that are provided would be effectively absorbed and utilized by the plant. So the soil, keeping the soil health in good condition through the application of organic matter is very important. And the importance of organic carbon, that's very important, keeping it over and above 6.6. That's very, very important. But because of our tropical situation with a lot of solar radiation and high temperature, soils tend to be depleted with organic carbon. So the regular replenishment of organic carbon to the soil, and that is the maintenance of organic carbon at the optimum level, so that we can keep the microbial activity also at in a better way. So these are all the important things that you have touched upon. I'm very happy, Dr. Tippuswamy. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, one and all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, any questions from the participants? Any questions? We don't know, sir. Vivo. Any questions? Any doubts? Any questions? So hereby I request all the participants to send the feedback form. Hello, I request all the participants to send the feedback form. Please send the feedback form. Hello. Please actually send the feedback form. All the participants send the feedback form. Okay. So part of the session is the vote of thanks. Now, sir has given informative talk on integrated nutrition management. Really, it helps to enrich our knowledge. And particularly MSc students and research scholar make use of the talk, and it's very essential how actually the nutrient management play a pivotal role for the successful of the cocoon production and all. And on the behalf of the faculty members of Sericulture department, research scholars and students of Mysore University, and on the behalf of all the participants, I thank Dr. Tippeswamy, sir, for giving inspired talk. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, sir. And my sincere thanks to the university authorities extending facilities to successful completion of this program. Thank you. Thank you, one and all. Thank you.